Hey YouTube, so this is the other guy coming to you today. So in today's episode, we are going to be talking about the tube bender here. And of course, this model right here is called the affordable bender. And I've used it long enough to feel comfortable in doing a in-depth review of this unit. So if you've been following me, I used it to build a tube bumper for my Tundra, and I've also used it to build enough rock sliders for my friends and families. So yeah, I can say that without a doubt, um, I've had enough experience to tell you the pros and cons of this unit. Okay, so let's talk about the pros first, right? So this unit here is actually very portable. You can take this unit with you out into the field, take it anywhere with you, and it'll work. This thing right here, you can order it in mini size of dies. This unit comes, I ordered it with a 1 3/4 inch die. The reason is because that's what I use. The tube here is 1 3/4 dome, DOM tube. So that's what I have. Okay, so this unit right here comes with a RAM, a hydraulic RAM. Basically, how this thing works is you pump this little lever right here. The RAM here pushes this down, and then it pushes this die down this way, and the front end here comes up. Okay, and in doing so, it forces it leverage this tube right here, causing the bend. And if you know anything about tube bender, that's what it does. It bends tubes. So so that's the pro about this, is that it's portable, it's cheap, you can take it anywhere with you, and the quality of the bend is it's a pretty good quality. It doesn't have any kinks. It's bent smooth, very smoothly. And that's what I like about this. Okay, so that's the pro. So what's the cons? The cons is that if you look at these little marks right here, I don't know if you can see. Yes, you can. There's these tiny little marks right here. These are your angle marks. I don't use it. I don't think, I'm sure it's pretty accurate, and uh, somebody can probably use it to great effect, but I don't. I don't really use it. And I'll show you what I use. Okay, so this is what I use. I use a little angle finder, and this is what I bought this from Harbor Freight. Okay, you put this thing like right here, you calibrate it to 0. Oh, okay, that's 0. You zero it out like that, and then you pump, and this thing goes up, and the more it tilts, the more angle you get, like that. So that's what I use. I don't really use this. I don't trust this. I trust this more. Okay, that's the cons, and that's what you have to do. If you want an accurate angle measurement, that's the way to do it. Um, okay, so the pros and cons, right? So I've already talked about the pros. This is the cons. Okay, the cons is that this bolt right here is what holds this thing in place. This little V notch right here, however you call it. This thing right here is what holds the tube in place. And what it does is that it helps the tube travel, and it keeps it in place so that you can bend it. Okay, and so the cons about this item here is that it's not that easy to work with. Okay. And I'll show you. So I'll let you know here. Okay, see, it's really hard to remove this pin right here. So I usually resort to putting a screwdriver right here and punch it out like that. So, as you can see, there's a reason why this is called the affordable bender, because it's really affordable. But the negative side of it is that it's really hard to work with this thing. So what it is when you bend your tube, okay, when you bend your tube, this thing used to be round, okay. It's no longer round because when you bend, it uses a lot of force going down here, and this little thing right here applies a lot of force into this hole, and so now it's no longer round, it's oval-ish. Same here too. See, so now it's oval-ish. You can see it's oval-ish. So I'll show you here. So in doing that, when you apply a lot of force onto this bolt right here, this bolt here tends to it bends. So after each use, what I have to do is I have to punch this out, and I have to use a hammer to make straight this bolt again. And as you can see, it's not really straight itself, okay. And you can see the hammer marks that I laid here, and to make it straight again. And so that's what really sucks about this, okay. In the other design where it's more expensive, to change this little thing right here, you just there's pins and dowels that you just swap in, swap out, and it's really easy. However, with this model right here, the pain in the butt is removing this out and replacing this back in, okay. And that's what really sucks about this. It's very, very time consuming. It's not a tool that is used to mass produce stuff, okay. And inserting this tube in here takes finesse. It just doesn't go in, okay. You have to go like this to go in. And what I found out about this thing here is that you just can't, unlike the more expensive tube bender, you just can't just go like this and put this thing in like that. It just doesn't go in like, it doesn't go as easy as you would think it would go, because you see the holes, this hole and these holes right here don't line up, and so it's a pain in the butt trying to line them up, okay. And even if you've lined them up, what it is that it doesn't really go through and through, because now this thing is not, because it's not really lined up, it doesn't go through and through, okay. And even if you've got this thing lined up, what it is that you see the head here, it hits the frame here, and the frame here will not allow you to push the head through. So that's what sucks about this. So in order for you to fit this pipe in, okay, and now it's stuck, I can't pull this thing out, I cannot pull this pin out, okay, let's see. Okay, now it's out. So in order for you to put this thing in, you have to remove this, the tube, okay. Now then you can insert this thing in, like so, okay. And so to insert this thing, to insert the tube here in, what I find out that it's really hard to insert from the rear, okay. You see, to me it's really hard to finesse this thing in from the rear. So you have to insert it from the front, like that, okay. And you know, the saying goes, you get what you pay for. Well, you get what you pay for here. So Okay, there you go. So now it's in. Okay, so that's what you have to do. Aside from this, um, once you get this thing in and aligned, pumping it is effortless. Of course, it's a 8-ton pump ram, so sometimes you'll have to use extra leverage. The the let's see, the thing that comes in here is only this long, and so be honest with you, it's not really worth anything. I ended up using this, where it's like 2 feet long leverage, where I use it as a lever to pump. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, so I've showed you my struggle. I gotta tell you this. Okay, so when you insert this little tube in here and you're ready to bend, I'll let you know this is what you have to do. If you don't do this, you're gonna end up messing your unit, and it's gonna be very, very hard for you to rectify. So you see this this bolt right here, right, and this nut. See, I don't know if you could see that. There you go. I think you can see it now. Okay. Okay. So this bolt right here, when you're ready to bend this tube, what you need to do is you need to tighten this really, really tight into here. You see this gap right here? You need to tighten it really, really get it tight, so that well, to minimize the bending of this bolt right here. And I'll be honest with you, no matter how tight you've tightened this bolt, at the end of each bend, this bolt will eventually bend, right? And so what sucks about this is that you have to straighten it out again with a hammer, okay? And that's what really sucks about this part, okay? So I hope this makes sense to you. Let me know what your thoughts are. And I'm going to be fabricating a rock slider for my 4Runner soon. So stay tuned. I'm going to be as in depth as I can. I'm going to show you how I bend it. Let me know what your thoughts are. Stay tuned. Like and subscribe. That way you'll see my next episode.